I'd love you to watch it with me.
Ribs around the back. So that band, that the whole circumference of the middle begins to receive the breath differently. And perhaps you're encountering more of an elastic feeling as you inhale and exhale. Along the tube of your body. Maybe the back of the neck starts to soften and the head feels a little more eager to move left and right, and you can do that. Only go as far as your comfort allows. And then begin to twist your whole spine, draw the belly in softly. And as the head moves in one direction, the knees gently move to the other. And I'm not going very far, maybe 20 degrees in both directions. Still holding the knees. I'm going fairly slowly. Observing sensation in the hips, the low back, hip flexors, belly, diaphragm, neck. As I coordinate knees and head in the opposite directions. Coming back to the center, let the arms release out to the sides. Focus the palms, turn them down. And allowing the knees to slide a little bit. I mean, they're going to stay together and you don't have to keep them completely stacked. The bottom one will slide forward at the top. As you begin to drop your knees over toward the right, turn your head to the left. And this is, of course, a much farther journey. The knees are coming down, maybe all the way to the floor, while that left shoulder stays pinned on the ground. Engage your belly to draw the knees back up. And then moving slowly, let the knees fall toward the left without letting the right shoulder lift. I encountered a dog on my left side, so I'm not going to go as far. Belly in, knees back to the center. And we're going really slowly here, slowly enough that you feel knees go over to the right, that you feel the belly moving in the opposite direction of the knees. As my knees went to the right, there's a sense of the belly moving toward the left. Engage the deep belly tissue. And as the knees come up to the center, you feel that midsection start to move toward center. And as the knees drop toward the left, you feel it start to twist toward the right. This is subtle, perhaps. That right shoulder stays down. Engage your belly to lift the knees back up. And we'll do one more time. Knees rotate toward the right. Left shoulder stays down. Focus is on the midsection of the body. Engage deep in your core to lift the knees back up. If you just ate a little breakfast, a little nibble, you're going to feel this for sure. Knees drop toward the left. Right shoulder is pinned. Palms are flat. Engage the belly and draw the knees back up. Send the legs out in front of you and bring the palms to face down by your sides. Start to flex and point the feet. You're not really working the toes all that hard. In fact, that's not the best instruction. Press the heels, the backs of the heels into the floor. And you're using this kind of pedal pushing of the heels to move the whole body forward and back along the floor. So it's a rocking action. And it might be pretty subtle, but there's a bit of a bounce to it. A bounce, like kind of like dribbling a basketball. And it's surprisingly tiring, although my calves are really weak, so they tire easily on the calves. Ooh, and my tummy's audibly gurgling. Interesting. Okay, and then slow that down and you might need to bend the knees to not hurt them, but send the feet right and left and try to keep them doing the same thing. So external, internal, right? And not out and in, but right and left. And try to coordinate them both. And the legs are mostly straight. If you need to bend them a little bit, keep dropping the shoulders. Palms are next to the body, face down. And then out and in. So toes go apart, toes go together. And then let them rest open. Inhale, reach your arms up and behind you. And exhale, bring your arms down by your side. Inhale, raise the arms up and back. Keep them behind you and try to lengthen the front of the body. So slide your rib cage back toward your shoulders. Your frontal hip points up toward your nipples. And pull, pull, pull. Let's hook the thumbs. Pull those arms so that often there's like a bit of slack in the front of the hips. We're trying to stretch that. And then bring your arms down by your side. Bend the knees. Go slowly so you're using your deep abdominals. Feet come flat and they're parallel. Raise your hips up. And we're opening up that same area, that same sort of gate that closes. Let's let the butt drop just a tiny bit. So this is what happens as we get older. This space here at the hip flexor and then directly below and above, it's kind of always loose. It's kind of always slack. We want to give that some length here. Press into your big toes and send your hips higher. Don't overdo it. And feel that slide from the hips to the shoulders. Hips lifting toward nipples, nipples toward shoulders, belly taut, shoulders down, but not tucked under. Press down through the ball mound of the big toe. Let's just hold here, opening up those psoas and tightening the glutes. Okay, let the buttocks relax and come down in order of your spine from top to bottom. Roll the pelvis away. And then press the low back down. Differentiating the pelvis from the legs. Roll the pelvis forward. Nice big deep arch in the back. Press the low back into the floor. Really make sure that big toe ball mound is down. Even if you have to lift the outer edge up. Roll the pelvis forward. Press the low back down. And raise your seat up again. Let's take the arms back, hook the opposite thumb on top. Pull up the thumbs, stretch that back body. Send the knees away as the heart goes toward your face. And you might get some really nice little leg. Whew, it might even feel, like, whoa, there's like a whole state there that I missed that was being crushed. Breathe through the nose. And nice strong buttocks. Widen your feet just a tiny bit. Relax the elbows. Arms are going to slide back down to your sides. Palms turn down. Pick up your toes and lift up your left foot. Now do that pedal motion with that right heel, pressing forward and back. So it's pretty subtle, kind of like that trampoline bounce. It's like bounce, bounce, bounce. Keeping your left leg lifted. And the right glute will tighten, but more as a response. You're not tightening it per se, but you'll feel it there. Whew. And then lower that left heel down, keep the toes up, pick the right foot up and bounce. Use that left heel, kind of head back and forth. Like boom, boom, pressing that heel down, trying to keep the hips lifted. Ooh, it's hard for me to not concentrate and do it. You gotta concentrate, lift the hips high enough that you feel that left glute. For 3, 2, and oof, 1. Bring that right heel down. Hold here. Pull the heels toward your glutes. And then come on down. Yowzer. Walk your feet together. Let the knees open up. Supta Baddha Konasana. Oof. And just smooth down the skin here from your diaphragm to the inner thighs. And make fists and gently use your fist to kind of, I don't want to use the word punch, but that's the word, gently kind of punch downward all the way the inner thighs as far as you can reach, up the belly to the diaphragm and back down. And I'm barely tapping, it's not at all rough, just tapping with my fist. And then take your palms and press down on the top of the thighs, pulling your torso out of the hips, the low back out. Oh. And press your thighs away. Bring the big toe bounce together for a little more engagement around that glute medius, glute mins. And then relax the hands, hold the shape. Plug those feet in and just pull the head out of the trunk. And relax, take your hands to your knees, close up the legs, roll to one side. We're going to come up and over into a child's pose, directly to child's pose, as much as you can do this comfortably. Knees are wide, arms are forward. Stay here. Let the armpits try to soften downward toward the floor. Let the neck soften. And send breath deeply into your back or any area that feels like it needs your attention. Try to breathe through the nose. It detoxes us the most. It helps us manage weight and metabolism the most when we breathe through the nose. Now from here, we're going to round the back. So the fingers will be clawed and they come in toward the knees. We pull in, really using the abdominal, and then we're going to press out back to child's pose. So inhale, drag the hands toward the knees. It's really the belly pulling in. Exhale, plow forward. So we're going to pull into this rounded shape. Exhale, extend, and continue at your own pace. Pulling in up to quad fingers. Exhale, palms. Lead us forward and all the way to child. Inhale, rounding. Exhale. One more round. Come all the way back out to child's pose, dropping the head. Come forward, press down onto your right elbow, reach your left arm high, twist, open here. And then thread your left arm through. Come on to right fingertips and gently twist here into the upper back. Relaxing the jaw, reach the right arm up, maybe behind you. Bring the right hand down. Stretch your right leg out to the right side. With your left hand, hold the right shin. And again, maybe roll that right arm open. Bring the right hand down, tuck your left toes under. We're going to come into a half squat leg up. Sorry, a half lunge here with that right leg out to the side, and I'm up on the toes of my left foot. So come into like a side lunge. Opening up that right groin. And I get my hips pretty low. I'm not on that left shin, but I could be. It's fine. In fact, let's do that. So we'll meet you there, Elena. Come on to that, and I'm going to turn just so you can see, onto that left shin, right leg out to the side. Now, I'm not this open to have my right toes facing away from me. It's not great but for me, but you might be. And if you are, do that, or you could do that. I'm going to do this. So the toes could be in line with the leg. Mine are going to be facing my forward. Okay, reach the arms up. Modify this as you need to. It's a bit tricky. If you had nearby, I didn't mention this, but if you had nearby a band, like an arm band, like a workout band, that's not a terrible idea to put your arms through it. But don't worry, I don't have one. So we're going to go all the way out to our left. And then down. We're going to circle down over to the right leg and back up. So the arms are going to go left, forward, to the right, and up. Kind of a windmill, I guess. One more time. And also, you can go back. I didn't, but you can go all the way back. Oh, what was that sound? On the way forward. Good. And then hands come down. We're going to take this into a squat. How? I'm not really sure. We're going to push down through that right foot and like get into this stuff, this stuff. So we're going to go, and end up in a squat. Oh, it is really open, that inner stuff. And I'm shifting feet. I'm kind of mobilizing here, lifting up one heel, moving to that side and the other. So there's movement here. I'm not stuck. We're really trying to get some opening here. Your hands can be on the floor. They can be in prayer. Just feel around in here. At least for me, it starts a bit rusty and then it begins to open. Find your sort of inner Neanderthal and move around. Your little tadpole. Maybe circle the hips here a little bit. Oof. I'm just not that open. And then come on down, back to your knees, carefully, slowly. And to a child's pose, letting the back stretch out. And kind of moving into that embryo version where everything is soft and marinating. And breathe into your back. It's a bit of an incubator. And the cells starting to wake up and come alive. You can I can feel a bit of percolation in my cells. They're a little more animated and excited. And then start to lean forward onto that left elbow. Reach that right arm open for a twist. Maybe get a nice little bit of pop up your spine. And then thread that right arm through. Come onto the left fingertips, move shoulder blades down the back. I'm going to invite you to explore, where do you want your butt, right? Like, I usually teach this with the butt over the knees, but it's also kind of nice to do it with if your knees don't hurt. We're not there yet, Karen. We're still in the knees together version. Coming into a twist. They're not together, they're like child's pose distance apart. Twisting open. That left arm can lift. Bring the hand back down. Now we're going to stretch that left leg out. And right hand reaches for the leg. And twist open. If you can. And then bring the hand back down. We're going to shift back here onto our right toes. So we're in a side lunge. And you can play with that left foot, turning it out or forward. And we're just in that tenderloin of that inner left groin. Heart might lift. You do you here. Breathe into any tender spots. And then we're going to place that right shin down and come up into that gate posture. Hips are forward. Left leg can be turned open or foot forward or on the heel. Thread your arms through a band, or you could hold a strap, or none of the above. Just keep the arms parallel. And we're going to reach out to the right and all the way back behind us, over to the left and forward. So we're going to circle arms and trunk. And depending on your knees and groin, that will help determine how far you want to go. You can take, this can be as big or as small as you want. Back is pretty cool, so don't leave that out if you like it. Like, okay, so Elena, as you come up, could you go back? You go back toward the green chair, back toward the window. Reach back toward the air conditioner. Yeah. Beth, go back. Yes, woman. Karen, go back toward the baskets behind. Yes. Yes. Does that feel kind of, I mean, doesn't feel good, but it's fun or something. Expansive. Gorgeous, women. All right. And then bring your hands down, bend that left knee a little bit. And we're going to try to move into that squat. So I got my hands down. If you were like ninja nimble, you wouldn't need them down. And then you can bring that right foot in and come into that deep squat. Rocking, I'm switching my weight from foot to foot a little bit, mobilizing this, and I'm going to try to walk, squat, walk forward and back. And then you can have your hands down for this. I'm going to internally rotate, tap the knee. Internally rotate, tap the knee, and left. So knee taps. Getting into that deep internal rotation. Really good. Center yourself when you feel even. Press your palms down. Hop your butt up. My feet are wide. They're about as wide as the mat. I'm going to drop my head, hold my elbows. Hang out here. And I had that image of like being a sheet hanging from a clothesline. Like I'm just hanging, letting all the wrinkles out. Letting the sun sanitize. Press through the balls of the feet, lifting the inner ankles, And of course, right, as those inner ankles lift, we toned that line of the leg. This is my flabbiest, well, maybe second flabbiest part is this inner leg line. So just bringing tone there as I hang. Again, move the head left and right, not too vigorously. Spreading it. Decompress. And then walk your hands, release them from the elbow palm grip, and walk your feet back into a beautiful mountain of down dog. Spread the balls of the feet out, stretch your heels back and your toes forward. Check that your heels look even, the inner and outer malleolus. Plug those finger pads into the mat and open up those arms, rotating the biceps forward, feeling those lats turn on. Make sure you have a good distance in your dog, because you're going to roll up on those toes, wave like rolling all the way through to a toes tucked under version of up dog. Look all the way up, feeling that curve and dragging the pelvis more forward toward the wrists. Carefully, because you don't want to hurt your back, but belly pulls in as you lift those hips back up to the sky. Again, come high on the toes, roll, rounding that upper back, cascading the body so that the hips drop, moving toward the wrists. Look up and back, open the chest, and then make your way back to down dog. Adjust your left foot slightly forward, raise that right leg up in the air. Come high on those toes of the left foot, roll forward toward your shoulders. Carefully lower your left knee to the mat. Bend your right knee and bring your foot toward your head, head toward your foot. Gorgeous. Exhale. Please bring your knee into your nose. Inhale. Right leg, foot toward head, head toward foot. Left toes are under. Stretch your right leg straight and lift your left knee. Return to a three-legged dog. Good. Lower your right foot down. Carefully lower both knees. Slide your hips back. Slide your hands toward your knees and all the way back toward your feet for a resting child's pose with the hands by the feet. Head down, deep breath into the back. Long breath out the mouth. Embryo here. Deep breath in. Incubating. Exhale. Softening. Fascia. Unwinding stories. Trapped in the body. Trapped in the mind. Deep breath. I've been using this new face oil I got for my birthday, and I like it. I don't love it. I like it. Sticking with it for a little while, but stick is the operative word. It's oily because it's an oil, and it doesn't soak in really, so it sits on the surface. And I notice how much I feel like stuff is just sticking to it, like all the dust and stuff. Like, what? Because it's sticky. And then I think about fat in the body and how it's like that. Like, it just, everything gets stuck in it. And including our stories, including our trauma. It's all kind of trapped in there. And when we breathe, in this moment of this softening, it's like some of the stories can escape. It's like a detox. And our whole reality can change. Our whole perception through which we view reality, I should say. Pull the belly in, tuck the chin, and roll up here onto your shins. Interlace the hands, roll the shoulder heads back. Open up the chest. Look up and back. And then relax, beautiful, reach your hands forward, press back up slowly to a down dog. Right heel down, left leg high, stretch it back. Roll high on the ball of that right foot and roll forward toward a three-legged plank, but slowly lower that right knee to the mat. Bend the left knee, arch the back, reach head toward foot, foot toward head. Maybe you feel a nice stretch in that front line. Round the back, push and press, knee toward nose. Stretch that left leg back, foot toward head. Tuck right toes under, three-limb dog, keep that left leg back. Step left foot to the front of the mat. Right foot to the front of the mat, bend the knees, clasp opposite elbows from before, so switch to the other one in front. Knees softly bent, turn the head, hang here like a sheet from the clothesline with a gentle breeze. Rocking the body, perhaps, as you let the wrinkles out. The held places start to release with gravity. You sound like the wind. Release the hands, toe heel the feet in. Bend the knees as the feet come together, pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold palms into the ground, push the floor, the earth. Grounding down through the earth with the feet, rise tall, lift up, out of the hip flexors, reach back, over to your left, slight knee bend to protect your back, forward, to the right, all the way back, windmilling here, one more time, left, forward, to the right, all the way back, and go the other way to the right, forward, around, right, forward, around. Reach straight up, arms down by your side. You might be dizzy, so just pause here in Tadasana, let the world settle. Feet rounding into the earth for a subtle oscillation. Palms open, chest open. Let the world be exactly as it is. Through the lens of your own perception, your own senses. Now. Arms extend out and up. Inhale as you look up. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, look up. Step back with your left and then right foot. Bend your heels to the right, feet staggered, left arm high. Reach that left arm over the ear. Down in front. All the way around. Overhead. Down. And up. Look up. And come forward to plank. Hold. Switch sides. Heels to the left, right arm high. Reach that right arm overhead. Down and around. Repeat. Next time, come to plank. Bend the elbows, chaturanga. Roll to a beautiful up dog with toes pointed. Exhale, strong core, take it back. Downward dog. By the way, those windmill circles, those are core, right? They open the core, but they also require a strong core. Breathe here, ribs drawn in, back powerful. Mitochondria waking up and producing energy inside ourselves. Walk yourself up to your hands. Inhale, flat back or arched back is my preference. Exhale, forward fold, rounding, recycling, renewing, regenerating. Inhale, reach up, arch back, straight legs. Open those hip flexors. Exhale, arms to the sides. Tadasana. Briefly. Palms turn open. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up and lengthen as you extend your back. Good. Step your right and left foot back. Plank it up. Spin your heels to the left. Reach the right arm high. Look forward. Step your right foot to the front of the mat. Warrior two, please. Up and open. Nice steep lunge into that right leg. Sit up tall, even through the hips. Reach the right arm forward, reverse warrior. Right arm goes up and back. Feel the power, the beauty of the shape. Lengthen that right hip flexor. Good. Half moon. Reach that right arm forward and up. Sorry, right arm forward and down. It's down. Straighten your right leg. Open your hips. Reach up through your left arm. Lengthen tailbone. Tuck the ribs in. Gorgeous expression here. Raise the flag of that left leg. Bend the knee. Catch that foot if you'd like. Ooh, nice quad opener here. Delicious. Release that left leg. Turn carefully toward the floor. We're going to lunge back with that left foot into a standasana, into a side lunge. So left foot steps back, then that left knee comes down. Shift onto your buttock. I'm sitting down on the floor here with my left knee bent and my right leg out. Press that left knee, kind of like a bow and arrow feeling. I'm pushing back with my left elbow and pressing my right arm against my right leg, twisting toward the left. A bit like of an archer feeling. Breathing here. Wow. Now we're going to reach both arms toward the right. We're going to windmill here, up and around. And if you can go back, great. Up and around. Up. And as you come forward, you can wrap, let me get here, wrap your left arm around the front of that left shin, come into a bind and twist to the right. Maybe, right? So I took my left arm, I brought it around the front of the left shin. I brought the hand behind my back, and my right hand reached back and clasped. Or you could just bring your left elbow inside the left knee, right hand behind you. Either way, we're twisting to the right. And that left knee is kind of nestled into the left armpit. She asks, not that's what that is. Turning here. Hands, if you're bound, are moving toward that outer left hip and pressing it forward a bit. Nice. Okay, let's come out of that carefully. And we're gonna take that left foot and slide it out into Upavishta. Both arms go high. I'm in a narrow wide-legged, so I'm about not at my max. And my knees slightly bent, and I'm trying to raise both my arms up. If I had that strap or armband, I would use it here. And we're going to windmill to the right, down, around, and back. Couple times. And I'm gonna stop here and go for a forward fold. And I'm trying, I'm in my mind trying and in my body, I guess, but I'm not gonna force it to be as flat in my torso as possible. So what I want is like a pancake here. I want to be a flat pancake and not a camel. So knees can bend slightly, legs pull in to try to get that. Because what I'm really after is that spine being long. I care less about the legs right now and way more about the length in the spine and getting rid of that camel hump, which requires that sheet thing that what happens in our forward folds is our ribs kind of hump in. We want to extend the ribs toward the armpits, toward the wrists. And sometimes bending those knees and giving yourself that, the legs moving into the pelvis can help. Let's let gravity do some of this. And time releasing some of those stories that have us in limitation, have us guarding, maybe areas that no longer need it. Mental, spiritual, and physical. Regard psychologically, spiritually, emotionally, physically. Who knows? Pull the belly in. Up we come. Holy smokes. Oh, okay. Bend the knees. I'm a bit geriatric in this one. And slowly make your way back to hands and knees. For a cat-cow, but with the hands turned backwards, please. So wrist forward. Inhale. Arch it. Exhale, round it. Just nourishing the spine. With a wrist stretch thrown in there. Inhale. And swivel the hands forward, downward facing dog. Shake up the head. Walk the feet back just enough that you're in a good length. Inhale, raise the left leg up. And I think we need to swivel. Yes, we do. Twist to the, side plank. So outer right foot, left arm high. And reach that left arm forward, look forward. Step that left foot to the front of the mat. Warrior two. Standing on your feet, hips level, open chest. Reach that left hand forward and reverse. Feeling beauty and power of this shape. Left hand reaches forward into your half moon, but forward and down. Right leg strong and straight. Extends behind you. Ooh. Look up toward your right. If that works. Grabbing a block. Then that top leg, if you'd like, grabbing hold of that foot for Shavasana. Tailbone extends for deeper quad activation. Release carefully. We're going to take that right leg, step back into the side lunge here. Bend that right knee, stick that left leg out. And then carefully come down onto the buttock. And we're going to press that right elbow into the leg and look to the right. Raise both arms up and see if you can circle here. Weird, I can't at all on this side. I mean, I guess a little, but nothing compared to the other side. Little windmill. Try the other way. No, just it's terrible on this leg. And then come around for that bind. Right arm in front of the leg, left hand behind, twist to the left, or just however you want to do it. If you're bound, bring those hands down to the right hip and coax it forward. Twist toward your left. Elena, I think you're twisted to your right. Okay, you want to look toward your, yeah. Whew. Carefully release this. Stretch both legs out. And we're just going to go right into that forward fold again. See if it opened up more for you. Find it a little. I'm still a camel for sure. That mid back. Pull the belly in, walk the hands in. I'm not sure if you could have seen where this was going, but it has been going there. So we're going to try to get up onto the feet, facing the wide way of the mat. Legs wide, hands down. And everyone needs their own special angle on this, but walk your hands a little bit forward so that your back has the chance of being flat. So when we're in that Upavishta, that wide-legged forward bend, I had that camel. I really don't want that here. I want a flat back. So what angle do I need to still have power on my hands and feet and have a flattish back? Now we're gonna come on our toes, drag the mat together and drag them out apart. Drag those toes together. And then apart. We go. Let's try to do 5. Oh goodness. Oh. And when we can get that pancake and other things, supposedly we'll be able to do press handstand from there. Let's see. Not today, Satan. Put the weight on the hands and just imagine. Yeah, I'm just going to imagine it for now. That those feet can come up and over our head into a handstand. Visualize it. Okay. All right, let's just hang here. Drop the head, drop all the tension, shake it out. Unscramble or scramble, whichever your brain needs. Let's take those feet wider and come down onto the elbows. Bringing it low, lower. Again, knees can be bent for your own protection. And go to the distance you feel is appropriate today. And then walk your elbows forward, come down onto your knees, briefly for frog. Little flippers facing out, knees apart. Moving frog, hips go forward and back. Not much. Just a little bit. And then feet come together-ish, moving a little closer. Walk your hands in carefully. Turn over and come to your back. Yikes, that was a rolling river through the pelvis and core today. I'm already sore. Make your hand to your back, hold your head, move your head around. Just flashed through my head the thought of Venus and Jupiter last night in the sky were just kissing away. Love and good fortune. So that's what's going on in our constellations. God will take that in. And then slowly, I mean, they gave us no choice. It was so pretty. Slowly lower the head. Stretch out through your hands and feet. Big, big, big stretch. Take up space. I don't even know how much we opened today, but a lot. Rivers, rivers, riverways. Arms come down by your side. Tuck your shoulder blades onto the back so the heart is buoyed. And take a big sip of air in through all this new real estate you've made today. Or rediscovered, reclaimed. Exhale. 2 more. Deep breath in along these pathways of the body, these meridian lines that are now flowing with life. And again. Use sound as a vehicle of motion to help open up log jams in the body. Sound is a great tool. Eyes are closed, let them soften back into the sockets, allowing the nervous system to transition smoothly into rest and digest, where the body repairs itself. Giving the mind a chance to shut down enough so that it too repairs. Moving into that theta state. Where neuroplasticity is more available and real change can happen. Take a deep breath and exhale. Deep breath. Shed another layer of tension, of self. outer crust that might be hard to move. See if it sheds. Now just falls and crumbles away. One more deep breath. Point your toes and flex. Carefully, slowly begin to bend knees toward chest and move knees left and right. Making sure the back feels okay, integrated. And I'm gonna say, whichever side you feel called to, roll to that side, cuddle into a tiny ball, and breathe, navigate the breath skillfully into your back body. It may feel voluminous back there. Observe the space in the back with the vehicle of the breath, driving around all that new space. Pioneering new land. Turning toward the floor a bit to make your way on up. Coming into a cross-legged position. Sitting up tall. Pause here and observe that subtle body alignment of the chakras, the nadis, blood flow, whatever it is you perceive. Perhaps it's the stacking of bones. Raise the arms. Call in your North Star for today. Palms slide down over the mind, over the lips, over the throat, landing at the heart. Use the sound of Om to travel through your body, creating even more vibration and space aligned with this North Star. Inhale. Om. Lifting the heart to the mind, we bow forward. Honoring one another, honoring ourselves, honoring this life. Grateful for each and every moment. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.